Welcome to the Writer's Journey podcast. I'm Michael Laron, a science fiction and fantasy author on a journey to go from nobody to bestseller, and I'm documenting every step of the way. Tune in every week as I pull back the curtain on my writing life and how I'm building a writing career while working a full-time job, raising a family, and attending law school classes in the evenings. You can find show notes for this week's episode, a free starter library of my fiction, and much more at michaellaron.com. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to episode 62. So in this episode, I'm going to spend some time talking about how things with my studio are going, as well as the book projects that I'm working on. So for those of you following along, I am renovating my basement into my YouTube/writing studio, and things are going famously well. So I got paint. I settled on a color, which was like a violet color. And so my dad and I painted over the weekend, and we've got this wall painted, and I'm looking at it right now, and it looks really good. So it's almost like I don't know why I think this every time, but it's almost like a Spyro the Dragon purple, if those of you who know that reference and know what Spyro the Dragon looks like. But it's going to be a violet color, and that looked the best against my skin tone, and I think it's going to look really good with a set. So the wall is painted, and my wife and I went to our local furniture store, and I got all the furniture I needed. So I got a little desk. Basically, I'm going to be shooting behind a desk. So it's a desk, and then I got an open bookcase that's going to go against the wall. And then I got a picture frame that basically I'm going to, whenever I have a new book, I'm just going to put up a poster in the picture frame of my latest book. So it's going to look really cool. I just have to figure out what I'm going to put on my bookcase and on the desk, because the weird thing is that it's actually just going to be a set. So I'm actually just going to use that stuff just for shooting my YouTube videos. I'm actually going to have another desk in my basement for writing and podcasting and doing episodes of The Writer's Journey and all that good stuff. So it's looking really good. The wah-wah moment is that the furniture is not going to be delivered until June 2nd. So that was kind of a punch in the gut. I was kind of hoping to get stuff a little bit sooner, but when you get the furniture you like, it was the right furniture. I think I spent probably an hour in the desk section of this furniture store, and my wife was about to put me through the wall because I just could not decide on what I wanted. Like I was going back and forth between 2 or 3 desks, and then I wanted one, and then I wanted another, and then somehow, I don't know, this desk miraculously appeared out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, how did I not see that? Even though it was there the whole time. But when you're I really wanted to get this right. Like it's so important to get it right? So so that is good. Furniture is taken care of, desks taken care of, bookcase. I'm also going to have a mirror on one of the walls, and at first it was kind of weird when my designer said you should have a mirror on a wall, especially when it's not going to be in the video. And I was like, why? But the reason for that is because it bounces around light. So because I'm in a basement and I only have one window down here, it can be a little dark. So the mirror is going to help reflect some of the light, especially when I turn my studio lights on. And that's going to help brighten things up and make it look a little bit better. And I also had an electrician come over, and he took out, so the basement has these standard household incandescent lights. I had him take those out, and he put in LED lights. So the result is that it's a lot brighter down here now, and the lighting is a lot more consistent. So because I only have this one little egress, it's like a little tiny window down here, it was just, at night it was darker, and during the day it was brighter. And I don't really like that because I record my videos at like 4:30 in the morning. And so darkness is not my friend. And so I've noticed that the lighting down here is so much more consistent now after he put those LEDs in. So so that's going to be really good. I am super excited. I probably won't have much of an update next week, other than I got to figure out how I'm going to hang this mirror because it's pretty big. But other than that, things are going really well. I am writing the appendices for my dictionary/encyclopedia, it's just one of those things I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just kept pushing it off and kept pushing it off. But I actually started writing those, and so it is going to be off to the editor. And honestly, it's probably going to be a pretty quick turnaround. Once it gets back from the editor, then it's just sending it off to the cover designer. I've settled on the title. It's going to be called The Indie Writers Encyclopedia. And so once the designer gets back to me, it takes about 5 days or so. It's just going to go up, and it's just going to be published. So just going to get it done, get her done. And so, yeah, things are going really good. That is really all of the updates that I had. But I did have a podcast with Ally, the Ask Ally member Q&A podcast with Orna Ross. And we answered some really great self-publishing questions this month. Some questions on how to copyright a work with multiple writers, questions on getting your book into bookstores, just all kinds of really good questions. Like, I've noticed that the questions are always really good, but the questions this month were in particular really, really great. So I'll drop a link to that episode in there, and then you can actually see, if you want to see what my basement looks like now unfinished, you can see what it looks like, because it doesn't look good. I definitely need a little bit more light down here, but that problem is going to be solved. So with that, I hope that wherever you are, I hope you're having a great week. And I hope that those of you who are in the United States are starting to enjoy summer, because the nights are getting longer. I've started to notice that. And so enjoy that extra daylight. And I'll be back and talk to you next week. Thanks for joining me this week. If you like this episode, you'll enjoy my backlist episodes at michaellaron.com/podcast. For your free starter library of my favorite novels, join my fan club by visiting michaellaron.com/fanclub. If you're a writer and you want to connect with me further, check out my YouTube channel, Author Level Up, for helpful writing advice at authorlevelup.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back next week.